Welcome back to another episode of Drivers for Drivers. I'm Bearded Ken. Today we have Francis Ham.
Hi.
Behind the scenes we have Danny.
Hello.
And our guest today is Sierra from Gap Factoring.
Hi.
And we are
Drivers for Drivers.
You knocked that out of the park.
Absolutely, man.
I practiced like 3 times.
You know, Kenny always lip syncs that thing. You know, Sierra just put it out there, man. That's great.
You mean No Beard Ken.
That's right. No beard Ken.
We learned today that we have nicknames. I'm Bearded Ken. Old Wounded Knee is Non-Bearded Ken.
What's Sierra's nickname?
Ugh. I don't know.
Football mom.
Football mom.
There you go.
That's one of the nicer things I've been called. We'll go with it.
Dig it. And this week we have a couple birthdays. We've got Brian Polk and Timothy Hickman.
Happy
So
birthday.
happy birthday, guys. We appreciate everything that you do out there for us. I don't like that. We appreciate everything you do with us. Keep on keeping on. I don't like that either. Take 7. So, Sierra, you run Gap Factoring.
Yes, I do.
What is Gap Factoring?
Gap Factoring is a factoring company. We specialize in transportation factoring. We're a recourse factoring company for owner-operator drivers, anywhere from 1 truck to 100 if you still need help with 100. Just kind of a fun group of girls who are here to take care of you, and any of your back office stuff we take care of, any of your invoicing, and we're just a fun group of people.
So I'm ignorant when it comes to the factoring. Like I understand a little bit
Yep.
of that. So how does so let's say I have my own authority, and I'm just struggling. I'm tired of waiting. Net 30, net 15, net 90.
Yeah.
And then so I'm like, hey, you know what? I hear Sierra's group. They knock it out of the park. I've heard great reviews about you guys.
Oh, yeah.
And so like, what's my process of coming in and saying, hey, I need help?
Yeah, so our setup process is super simple. We try and keep it like a very small application and contract. So basically what you do once you're signed up, when you deliver a load, you would bring us your rate confirmation, BOL, which we accept by email. We have a web portal. You can
Carrier pigeon.
If it makes it, I don't know. I'm scared of birds, so I probably wouldn't try catching it. But so I don't know. Maybe one of the other girls could do that part.
All right, so email or fax. Okay.
Yeah. So once we receive it, if we process that, we create an invoice for you. We invoice the broker on your behalf, and we pay you same day. We take a very small percentage as a recourse factor. And then we are the ones that basically sit on the 30 days, the 45 days, 90 days sometimes.
That's a long time to wait.
Yeah, and a lot of drivers, 1 truck guys, 2 truck guys, they got to stay on the road. That's fuel money. That's their dinner money to keep them on the road, paying their bills, and they can't wait that long. So,
Especially right now with the rates that they're doing, right?
yeah, rates are crazy right now, super low. We have been lucky enough that we have not had to raise our rates at all. We're still at a very low percentage. We've never had to raise our rates, so we're hoping that does help the drivers, keep a little bit more capital in their pocket, because it's their money, basically. We want to keep it in their pockets. So.
Sure.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure they appreciate that a great deal.
Yeah.
So how did you get into the industry? I mean, what brought you into Gap Factory?
Oh, geez. I was a baby born in a truck, basically. My dad
right
is
on.
a driver. I worked at Saya right out of high school. My first job was at a trucking company in Boise. Then I moved down here, and I was at a Zumba class, and some girl said, I work at Giltner. You should come apply there. And I was like,
Wow, the way you Zumba just makes me
right. Somebody knew something. And I had just moved to Twin Falls. I was new here, so I didn't really know anybody. So I thought, well, why not? So I applied, and I started, honestly, when I got hired by Greg, I opened mail. I opened mail, scanned it in, took it to the right person, and
Very
here
cool.
I am. And one day, Greg said, we should start a factoring company, and looked for a volunteer. And I did not know what a factoring company was, but I was so tired of opening mail. So I'll raise my hand, and he's like, cool. And then I was like, what is a factoring company? I literally had no idea. I was like, oh, no, I just volunteered, and I had no clue where I was going. So we've worked it out, and here we are.
You bet, you bet. Well, I tell you everything that I hear, and I know it now because I know you guys, But from the very beginning was just what an outstanding job that you and your team do, down there, and
thank you.
how appreciated people are that you're there and you're doing that.
We don't even market Gap Factoring because their word of mouth, they are so, the customers are so loyal, and just
Yeah.
love you guys so much that that we don't have to advertise for them
Yeah.
because people already know about them.
Right. I take a lot of pride in knowing that 100% of my business is referrals from other clients. It means a lot to us knowing that we're taking good care of people and they want to tell other people about it that they know are struggling. Like, hey, call these guys, they'll help you. And I love what I do. Like, I don't ever dread coming to work. I genuinely love what I do. I love helping these guys, and I'll probably do it forever.
That is so
Very cool. Very cool.
So from ground up, started with you. How many people work with you now?
I have 7 employees now. We're growing, but my niche has always been to never grow so big that it's not personal.
Sure.
If you call my office, you will never get an answering machine. You're never going to get a press 1, press 2. One of us will always answer the phone and either be able to help you or get you to one of the other of us that was working on whatever issue you're having. So we want to grow but stay small enough where you know our names. If you call in, you're like, oh, it's Sierra, oh, it's Jenna, it's Sandra. Like, hey, how are you? How are the kids? Because we know all of that about them, and it means a lot that they kind of get to know us that way too.
That's really cool. That's how you keep customers,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
That's personal touch.
Yep.
Keeping them safe. Speaking of safe,
Yeah. So our safety topic. Safety topic is going to be around these guys, cell phones, and what we can do and what we can't do. When we're driving, we can't use them. Pretty simple. No texting and driving. We can't do anything like that. If you are going to be using your cell phone, you need to have a Bluetooth and have a headpiece so that your hands are free. And if you do need to touch your phone, it's one button touch. You cannot hold it in your hand at any point in time when you're going down the road. I want to really stress that there's a hefty fine, and the fine goes not only to the driver but also to the company. It's unsafe. We don't want to do that. We don't want to put anybody at risk. So I ask everybody who's driving, and that goes for your personal vehicle too, do not text and drive. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. And if you have a Bluetooth or hands-free system in the vehicle that you're operating, utilize it if you're going to be taking any phone calls at all. So
absolutely. I echo what you just said.
cool.
Sierra does too.
Right on.
Danny, do you have any questions for us?
I do. I've got a couple of questions. We've got a guest today, so one of the questions that I have is, what do you love most about your job, Sierra?
Ooh, I love making a difference in the drivers' lives. I really hope that they see that I'm making a difference too, that I truly care. So I really go to bed at night knowing I am making a difference to these guys.
Second question. Your drivers are so appreciative, and they will bring you things to show their appreciation. I wanted to know, what's the weirdest thing that you guys have ever gotten? Like,
We haven't had too many weird things brought to us per se. I had a driver bring me, I felt so bad. He brought me a bottle of wine and he said, I brought this all the way from Georgia. And I was like, I could have shipped that from Georgia, cool. And he's just like, oh, it's so special. Like, you can't even buy it in the store. It's from Georgia. There's a country called Georgia.
yes.
And it came from the country. I literally thought he just brought it, picked it up in the truck on the way back. And then I find out he flew it from another country home in his luggage. So
Oh, that's fantastic.
that was pretty cool. Probably my favorite thing.
We talked on one of the podcasts about loads that we had hauled they were kind of different kinds of loads. Where Ken had hauled a palm tree one time, On the factoring side, what's one of the weird loads that you'd seen come through where you did the factoring on?
I still don't know for sure what it was, but the BOL said medicinal herbs. And it was a just back in, no touch, no sight load, and deliver. And you're required to wash out before and after the load. So I always laugh. I'm like,
All those medicinal herbs.
yep.
It
It was just went to Home Depot, and I'm like,
lavender.
Yeah.
Had to have been lavender.
For sure.
that was probably the weirdest one for me.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
One of the things I'd like to throw out to the team is last couple episodes we've talked about it, and we're still looking for drivers. So anything that anybody can do on the team here to refer a driver to us, would be greatly appreciated. We still have a number of empty trucks. We have had a few people join us each week. We've got some people that have come on and going through orientation, and we're starting to fill some trucks, and that's a great thing. But our customers are still relying very heavily upon us right now on hauling their freight. And the only reason that they're doing that is the fantastic job that our drivers are doing out there in providing that customer service. And for us to continue growing with them, we sure need to fill these trucks. So anything that you can do to help us out would be greatly appreciated. And remember, there's a monetary value to that. If you refer somebody in here, and if you're joining the team, there's a sign-on bonus as well.
Sierra, you guys have a wonderful service. How do people, are you accepting more customers? Mm-hmm. And if so, how do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, we are always looking for new clients. Anybody that's looking for some great factoring, to have some fun in the office, come on in. You can call our direct line, 208-595-2525. Any of the girls can talk you through any questions that you have or anything that comes up, and you can ask for me if you want.
Is there anything else you would like to end with when it comes to factoring? What is something that maybe a driver hasn't thought about that your office can offer that maybe they don't realize they can have these services available to them?
For sure. So our company name, Gap Factoring, stands for bridging the gap between drivers or carriers and brokers. And so when you utilize our service, we provide free broker credit checks. We will talk to the brokers on your behalf. Sometimes we run into a little bit of a language barrier. We're happy to fight on your behalf for some detention, some layovers, any kind of accessorial that they just kind of are not understanding. And we are really here to help in whatever they really need help with. We have a great program, great girls that are willing to bend over backwards to really do anything. We're here for the carriers, and we're going to fight for whatever the drivers need. So,
sweet. And give us that number one more time.
Yeah, our direct line is 208-595-2525.
Closing thoughts?
Want to thank everybody again. I say this every time we close out, and I really mean it. Thank you for everything that you're doing out there for us. We wouldn't exist if you didn't exist. Everything that you do, providing the service that you provide is greatly appreciated, not only by us, but by our customers as well. So thank you for everything you do, and keep doing it.
Danny, closing thoughts?
I actually have one this week.
Oh.
I just want to say we invited Sierra 15 minutes before the show. And I just wanted that. I think that's a great example of how our team pivots, mm-hmm. and how we've got the talents and the desire to help that allows us to pivot and do things that aren't always comfortable for us to make it a better experience for you. So
for sure.
Just wanted to thanks for doing that,
you
pivoting
didn't get to see
and
my
coming
mini
on.
panic attack.
Sierra, closing thoughts?
Oh, geez, I'm not good at these. I just want to thank the driver, thank the carriers, the drivers. You guys are amazing. Call us. We're here to take care of you, and drive safe. I end every phone call when you call me with drive safe, even if you're not on the road.
Yeah, right on. And again, hey, thanks for coming up here. Like Danny was saying, we just kind of threw you at the last minute, and you come up here and you knocked it out.
Well, hopefully you invite me back. I didn't screw it up too bad.
Well, as we end this episode, we want to thank you for being safe and making the right choices. Remember, you are our eyes and ears on the road. If you see something, say something. We all succeed when you complete your trip safely and you're home with your loved ones.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Go Cowboys. Wait, what?
Ew.